Alright, I am very excited to review this book, I Want to Go Private, by Sarah Littman. I saw this in my mailbox, don't ask me who, because I don't remember, a long time ago, because this just came out in August, so it's very new. And I saw it, so it was on my super long book list. But anyway, I've never read anything by her. She's also wrote Purge and Life After, so I'll have to check that out, because this is quite intense. So, this book is about 14-year-old Abby, who is starting high school. And she's very frugal, I guess you can say. She's not into the makeup and the fashion. She has very few friends, and she's very nervous about starting high school. This is like the, she's afraid, like, as many freshmen are. So, while that whole pressure thing is going on, her and her friend, best friend Faith, they have this website. They don't have this website. They go on this website called chesteen.com, which is like a Sims kind of website where you can, like, it's like a virtual world kind of thing, where you can chat with different people. So they go on there, and I am and stuff, her and her friend, and then they meet this boy named Luke. And Luke and Abby kind of hit it off, and they start talking more and more, and things start to get a little more involved, and Abby starts to become obsessed with this boy named Luke, where her grades are slipping as opposed to her getting all A's and doing very well in school. Now her grades are slipping, and she's just can't stay away from her computer so long because she needs to talk to him and everything. And he's very nice to her, and she feels he understands her, and especially when her and Faith get into a fight, he's there to kind of comfort her and stuff. So she starts to get very close to this boy, and things escalate into a more deep relationship, and then her grades start falling even more, and her parents find out about this, and they get into a fight, and then some things happen, and she ends up meeting this Luke, and then all of a sudden she's gone, and her family and friends have no idea where Abby went. So it's up to them to kind of piece together and work together with the police to figure out what happened to Abby. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So that's kind of what happens. And I will say that there are some graphic, more people would deem as disturbing parts, but it makes the book, it works for the book, and it makes the point of the book stronger, like the goal of the book stronger, by involving such specific events. There was one thing I didn't like, though, and that was toward the end, the author, I think she could have put in more detail on certain events, but at the same time I can see why it wasn't put in, because this is Abby's story. So I guess, I don't know, I think it would have made it, I don't know, it would have taken the story a whole different way, but that's okay. I would have liked to hear just more detail about certain events, but it's okay. But anyway, it is really good. It talks about meeting people online and internet predators, which to me is very, like, it happens in our society more often than people think. And no one is ever safe talking to somebody online, even on YouTube, for example, because I've seen comments that are like on the same videos that I'm watching, like the same types of videos. Like, there was one, I forgot the username, but it was asking, they were posting comments on like younger teens, like beauty channels or whatever it was, and I forgot what it was asking. It was like asking some weird question or something. I'm like, really? Why do people do that? Like, especially, like, I know when I get, like, friend requests and stuff on here especially, I always look to see, like, who wants to be my friend and, like, why. And if it is kind of, like, a fishy looking thing, like, I could deny it, because it's like, I don't know. Like when they have like no picture, no videos, no like recent activity and stuff. It's just kind of weird. Like, okay, I don't know. But anyway, this book is really good. Abby is very likable. She's very relatable. You get to like her immediately. And you can kind of see how she gets to the point in the story where how she gets to that point. You can easily see how she gets to that point and why she would make some of the choices that she did. But what else can I say? It's really I like the way it's laid out. Like, it's got regular font, and then it has like text chat room font, and it's divided up into 3 parts. I'm not going to explain the 3 parts because that'll completely spoil the book. But the layout is really good. It was really hard for me to put this book down because I keep wanting to read it and to read it. I read it fairly quickly. I read it in 2 days, and it's one of those books where you want to stay in the world as long as you can. It is only 330 pages? Yes, 330 pages. And those 330 pages are so packed with intensity and where you don't, how can I even describe it? I can't. You just have to read it. Let me know if you've read this book and what you thought of it, because I thought it was awesome, and I think anyone should read it. But, and like, I think too, some people probably will get, not offended, but think it's so vulgar and where schools might want to have it in their collection. But at the same time, this is contemporary realistic fiction, meaning it happened. Like, young teenagers do go on like chat sites and they do talk to other people, and it does happen. And this book, I think, is a really good illustration of what happens. And as much as people don't some people don't like to read about it, younger people do like to read about it, and I think it did a really good job exploring this topic, and it did it in such a way where you're left walking away thinking like, oh my gosh, and you're reading this book and you're like, oh my gosh. So I think this should be made into a movie, honestly. I'm sure there's movies done about this, but this particular story I could see as a movie, a really good movie. So yeah, that is my review on Want to Go Private by Sarah Littman. Thanks for watching.